and I have to bring this mic closer to me because you can barely hear me in some things.
That's fine. It'd be like
Yeah.
that sometimes. Okay, cool.
Chris does things like this, so I
Yeah,
mean,
fucking Chris is like, hey guys, I just want to let you know.
so like, did you like it's like
So
making out of
now,
it, tongue in
now
it?
with that out of the way, welcome back, guys. And this is gonna be a fun episode because unfortunately we don't have Chris with us, but that means that we get to make fun of him more and more for talking into a mic that he eats all the time. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing great, man. A little tired. How about you?
I'm doing good, man. Got my I went to a Nashville SC game, so I went to a soccer game out here.
What?
It's really so it was really funny because I went to the soccer game and I don't know if you know, but soccer does like these chants. So they love their chants, right?
Yeah.
There was one chant. It was, we want to score a goal. It's really quite simple. You put the ball into the net and we'll go fucking mental.
That's a huge chant. That's a novel.
That was like one of
That's
the
not
that was one of the shorter ones.
said what?
Yeah.
It was not like score or who
Nope.
day.
It was a
Nope.
there's but and then you go la da 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 we'll go fucking mental.
It sounds like a riddle.
Bro, it's like but imagine like 500 people chanting this.
That's kind of fun though.
Yeah,
Dude, that stadium was really nice though when we drove
dude.
past it because it was like out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude, when
Stadium.
I went inside, it was hella nice.
Really?
So, oh my gosh, so cool.
Is
Such a
it
fun like
big? Like what would you compare it to?
I compare it to uh it's smaller than ASU. It's not crazy big. Like you could buy upper deck seats and like you could see the game easily.
Oh, dope. Okay.
Yeah, it was we bought like general admission seats, so you're kind of like in like the cheering section. It's like
Yeah.
basically like you just stand there and cheer and yell. That's all you do.
So
25
how much
bucks.
was that? Oh, done.
Yeah,
That's
done.
fun. Just go
Easy.
to the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy. It was a
Well,
lot
we're
of
talking about the wrong football, but let's
but
get back.
yeah.
Just
So
kidding.
week 4. What a crazy week, dude. Did you see that this was the first time in NFL history that 15 of 16 games were within a score or within like under 10 points going into the fourth quarter?
No, but I love those facts.
That's
Really?
crazy, right? Like
An intense
go
week.
it was an intense week. I mean, unfortunately, for Chris and I, you're the only team that got I don't know how the fuck your team just keeps getting victories, bro.
By God's
Yep.
gift. It's a
By
gift.
God's
It's yeah.
but by God's graces. The one thing I'll say this week that got me though, injuries, bro.
Mm.
Dude, injuries left and right.
Actually, thank God only one on my fantasy teams, but everybody else is probably kind of screwed.
Yeah, I mean,
And
oh, dude,
should
like
we really ever let Tua play?
that's what I'm saying. Like, should we like they're saying back? Well, did you see that someone got fired for it? Somebody got fired
Yeah, the
for
doctor.
yeah, he got fired for letting him
The
play.
the person who did the evaluation, which is kind of comical if you think about it.
Yeah, like
Like, well, we had nothing to do with it. It was him.
he
Fire
probably was.
him.
Yeah, it's really funny because it's like it's like, of course, I was listening to something and they're like, yeah, of course, when you have a concussion, it's like easy to see, and they're like, how? He's like, I was talking to somebody. He's like, where are you? He's like, a Toyota Corolla. He's like, on a football field. Like,
What?
like, like these things, like they don't know where they are when they're in concussion. You know, like they don't understand what's going on because you just got a massive brain injury. Because that they were saying it
Yeah.
was his back, right? That's why they're like saying
Yeah.
it was okay to play. But you know that he's a little bit. I had this debate with somebody. You know, he's a little bit hurt. You're going
Hmm.
into week 4, 3-0. Why even risk it on a short week on a Thursday night? Like, you got T Bridgewater as your backup. It's not a bad backup.
Well, it gets a losing team. Like they were
Yeah.
losing. They
I
weren't like
mean,
a team like you need.
you might have even given the Bagels like a push start. Like they looked good in that game.
So I heard they looked better. Those uniforms were freaking
Those
dope.
uniforms
Like
were sexy. Dude,
super sexy.
I will give it to you. The Commanders uniforms were not bad. The black
The all
ones,
black ones.
yeah,
Yeah, they were kind of dope. They played like shit, but
they played
they were super
horrible.
dope.
Carson Wentz got me 6 points on my fantasy team, but like they played.
You put him in.
Bro, okay, I'm sorry. I don't
Did
know
you see
what
what
you
the
want.
Eagles did last week to him, and then what
Yeah,
we
I
just
know.
did?
Shh, 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 I don't want to hear it.
You make some bad
Um,
decisions. I knew the
he
Commanders would come into this NFC East plague thing you have going on.
who I know who would have known, dude. Like, I can't believe that. Can we talk about how the Lions are the top scoring team in the NFL right now?
Yeah, but they're riddled with
And
injuries now.
dude, can you imagine? They lost their backup running back. They had 3 active receivers at one point on like the 3 receivers on the field. That's all they had.
They're gonna do the opposite of what the Broncos did last year with their quarterback. Quarterback's gonna play wide receiver.
Dude, literally, it was wild. I don't
Throw
understand
some
what's going on.
quarterbacks in there.
Yeah, I mean, they
Let
are
a
what
quarterback run.
well, because the quarterback is just playing quarterback because they couldn't catch the ball, right? Isn't that the whole
Yeah,
stigma?
that's what
Yeah, there
Trayvon
was
Diggs did.
Trayvon Diggs. Hey, guy's balling
Working
out.
out for him.
Did you get to watch football this weekend?
Man, work. No. I actually, you know what I did? I watched the only game I actually got to watch a little bit of was the Saints game in the morning because it was
Oh,
like while I was opening and I was doing it.
no, a
Mhm.
fun game. I can't believe that the
Which
Vikings let the Saints come
good
back.
ending.
Yeah,
Did you see it bounce the double bounce? It hit
the
once,
double
twice, and
bounce
then out.
again, the double doink, bro,
In London
in London, bro. I
early. That
do.
game was over.
Do you think that the Vikings are the worst looking 3-1 team in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't understand. I don't get what's going on with them. Like
They're
they're yeah.
good-ish.
Is it because is it Kirk Cousins? I don't know. Well, I guess someone won't be able to talk about it because he's not here.
Well, if Chris was here, we know
Yeah.
what exactly it would be, but it is not.
Doesn't seem like it.
Really? I don't know. I mean, you still have really good players, and like since like your backfield is just out Dalvin, blah 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 blah, has Dalvin Cook, and then you still have Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. Like those are
Yeah.
players, man. You get them the ball. It's like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow last year,
Yeah,
right? That's all they needed.
they'll make their moves.
Well,
And
talk
the
about T Higgins maybe being the number one over Jamar Chase.
yeah, dude,
Hot take.
Jamar Chase doesn't look that great.
I
T
don't think
Higgins has been he's maybe having his sophomore slump. Like people have it, come off
I
this huge
think he's getting too
season.
much attention.
Oh,
Sorry, I keep talking over you.
please do.
No. No.
Um,
I
but
love you.
the one thing that I know I know you like him as a player, but you hate his team, bro. Shaquan Barkley might be that guy.
Yeah, he might be that guy. Okay, I was trying to think about what you said. I was like, do I hate him? No, I don't hate him. I think he's decent, but no, yeah, he is that guy. Well, I mean, it just kind of played with injuries too. He's just one of those players. Like, but he might be that guy. He held the team. What was
If
like 146 rushing yards?
if he can stay healthy this year, dude, on he's gonna be the best running back in the league.
Oh, 100%. Best steal in fantasy football because
Literally,
people picked him up like
yeah, I don't understand what's going on with I can't believe that the Giants even got the win.
they got it out somehow, one way or
I mean,
another. I mean, against the Bears, I don't think that's impressive, but
like they got the win
but
though.
dang. Well, let's talk about the Bears. The Bears like look like the worst team, but then the best teams and the worst and the best. Like they
I
do it
don't
all in
know.
one game.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with them. Can we I was looking up the like standings for all the divisions. I cannot believe your division is 4-0, 3-1, 3-1, and 1-3.
Arguably, could say we're probably one of the best divisions in football.
You are the best division in football because
Ooh, say that one more time. I love that.
but I'm not saying by players, you're just the best standings right now.
Yeah.
You would have because if the playoffs were tomorrow, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Giants would all make the playoffs.
Yeah, because the Giants are what?
Three
Three
and
and
one.
one.
Yeah,
Cowboys 3-1,
three
Giants
and
three
one.
and one, and
And then
Eagles
Eagles
are
are
undefeated.
4-0. Dude, I can't believe I didn't take that bet. They look
Shoulda.
they look so good.
I know. Do you feel silly now?
I don't know. It's still a long season. Still they
It
gotta
wouldn't
win
even been
this,
that bad of a bet.
but they gotta win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, like they actually have really good odds to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. And
Okay,
then,
there's so many teams too, man. Like the Ravens losing to the Bills. First off, the Eagles almost lost to the Jaguars. They were getting beat the first half. Good.
dude, I when I looked at that game, I worked in the morning, so I didn't got to watch really the afternoon games, but I watched all the highlights of the morning games. Yo, first off, the Jags had that under control.
Oh, well, first half? Yeah.
What happened? Like they just literally like fell apart. Like and it was watching it, and it was just like they came out, like you said. I think the Doug Peterson, like the Eagles, they just came out hot, and then they just couldn't finish it out. The Eagles were just too strong of a team.
Way too strong. And at the same time, like, did you see he just Trevor Lawrence got consecutively worse as the day goes on.
Yeah, he didn't. He like he was because last game he was doing really well. This game he just kind of fell off at the end.
But I would even say this wasn't like Jalen Hurts' best performance. No touchdowns.
No,
All run like basically running touchdowns.
yeah,
Interesting.
it was that was a
Maybe there's a lesson.
that maybe the Jaguars help people with the Eagles because I mean they only really beat them by a touchdown, 8 points.
Yeah. And I
Like they
lied. Jalen Hurts did get one touchdown. He got a running touchdown. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. He had a running
Loser.
touchdown, but no passing touchdowns.
And Ravens have done this now twice this year. Have lost in like the final minutes because of dumb plays, like showing balling out the first half and then getting disintegrated the second half. What you really want to be a contending AFC team, but you can't close a game,
Bro,
but you can start one.
it was what 30. I was 20-3 going into half, 20-10 going into half or something like that.
Yeah, it was 20-10 going into half, and then literally they didn't score a single point.
I was like,
Lamar Jackson, all that godness had no point.
I just like don't understand because watching that game back, Lamar was eating him up. Like they could not stop him.
But he did that in the Dolphins game too. They put what? How much points? Like high
It was
30s?
yeah, it was
Like
ridiculous. It was like yeah, they lost by 3. I think it was like 45-41 or something like that, 40-42 or something like that.
so then there's the question, are they the best 2-2 team or are they the worst 2-2 team? Because they
Yeah.
can't close out a game.
I mean, yeah, I mean, technically, like because sure, who they beat? They beat the who they even play? They
Jets.
played the huh?
Jets.
They did beat the Jets, huh? They beat
I can't.
who they beat they beat the Jets the first one, then they lost to Miami. Then they went and beat the Patriots, who was riddled with injuries that week though. And then they lost to the Bills, which is like so the two teams that you want to see a competitive team beat, you lose to.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. And like in the moments like that it mattered, like literally both of them in the moments that it mattered, they lost.
And they didn't it's like and what's nice, I think what's good for your team though is you didn't get blown out. Each each loss has been like, okay, we could have won that. Like we were in that game. But
Yeah.
the end of the day, it comes down to a loss is a loss, right?
Right.
If you ask Lions fans, they've lost by 3, and like a touchdown. Like that, those are winnable games.
Man,
Like,
I can't wait to the kneecap diner because there's so much I have goodness to talk about them and badness. There's a
yeah,
little bit of it
dude.
all. But I mean other games too that you're just looking at on those ones. I think we
Yo,
all saw the game, but we'll talk
we'll
about
talk
that one
about that
later
later.
too.
I'm pissed. I'm happy but pissed. But the only so I saw this. I was like, yo, is Giselle and Brady actually getting a divorce? Is that a real thing?
I think so. Rumor not no, not that I don't think they're gonna get a divorce, but I know there's problems. Even Cypress was mentioning to me that she's still whoa, I can't remember where she said, but she was saying the same thing that they're like
Yeah, like I've just
they're
seen it all
separated, like
over.
they're not living together. They're like not
Ooh,
living together. Yeah.
ooh. But like, okay,
Drama.
the reason I bring that up is because watching Tom Brady play, like there was a play I watched him play where he had Leonard Fournette next to him on his right side. He literally backed up to the ball, looked at Lenny and said, pushed him and pointed at a direction, and then hiked the ball. Lenny went that direction. A freaking blitzer was coming right there, and I was like, this man just like, how does he see these things?
He's a god, dude. He's a freak.
He's literally like, what the heck? That
Well,
the
when
go ahead.
He's literally the most seasoned vet there is. Like he is the best of the best. So after so many games, you just like realize that that's what it is. They also looked super pathetic. We can jump to that Monday night game.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think like he looked. They didn't look good.
It was really it was so it, I think it was a little bit of the Chiefs wanted
Both.
payback. The Chiefs were pissed about that Super Bowl. They wanted payback. And then the I mean, you start off the game with a fumble on the 20-yard line, giving the Chiefs the ball on the 20-yard line to score a touchdown. That you're what the fuck are you gonna what are you thinking, right? Like,
Literally sounds like the Chiefs last week doing against the Colts. The
no,
fumbled on
literally,
the
yeah.
10-yard line, and
It's like literally like, yeah, it's just what do you expect? Why do you when you have Patrick Mahomes, like you give him on the 10-yard line, what are you gonna do?
man, he did those things like you obviously they showed that highlight, I think, on every sports channel
Oh my god,
absolutely
dude.
possible. But like, I mean, that's just the thing about Patrick Mahomes. He's one of the most insane quarterbacks.
He's
He just does things
electrifying. He
electrifying.
he like that rollout one where he made the defender miss, right? And then he like threw it or whatever. Was
Randomly, like, oh shit.
Yep, it was ridiculous. I was like, "What?" It's like I swear half the time he's playing backyard football. Like I don't
Yeah,
think he's like actually playing football. Like he's just with his friends. It's ridiculous.
crazy, right?
Watching him play is just like it just makes sense why he's so good. Like it's ridiculous.
You
Watching
remember
his
the
like
play that got first famous where he threw it left-handed by being tackled by like Von Miller
and
like into the
he was like parallel with the ground.
Uh, I think it just always brings like, dang, that guy is just something special. But yeah, they looked a lot better. I think they definitely were coming off that loss, looking to make a statement against a powerful team. It's the first time I think that defense looked kind of like shaky.
Yeah, yeah, they did not hold their own against a quarterback that could tear him up.
41 points.
Trust me, I have them on my fantasy team -1 points overall. What the freak? Dude, like,
That was a mistake.
and what's crazy is like I don't understand. Maybe it was just the way that the Chiefs play. They play so their offense is so crazy, but like, how the hell like the Bucks were looking so good the first 3 games. Like they just looked like the defense was looking good. Maybe
Uh,
it's just like maybe the offense just got to them because it was a different offense because that offense is a little crazy.
that is. Well, you can't talk about Tom Brady without talking about Bill Belichick and
Yep.
him winning almost a football game in overtime against a good Packers team with his third string quarterback. How?
Yo, what
What did
what is that
you
about?
say?
Like,
Billy Zappi is his name?
yeah, Zappy or whatever.
Zappe?
It's like, but like, I don't know. I think that Packers team looks rough. 3-1, but
I saw somewhere that like they put him in like the top five. I was like, really? Like maybe eventually, but like right now they're your top five.
dude, okay, so I wanted to bring that up too. I don't remember what power rankings it was, but they've been power ranking people. Whoever's doing the power rankings is smoking crack, bro.
I think this every year. I'm like, what?
Okay, now, sure. Eagles for sure 100% probably the best team in football right now. 4-0. They look really great. They're probably the best team in football right now. But like I saw one and it was like it had like the what was it? I fucking forgot. But it was like it was some crazy team at 10. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah, I
Like
don't know. I want to know who makes those power rankings and who decides like what's what. Mine was a Stephen A. Smith, so like I thought it was kind of funny. He put the Cowboys at five, BT Dubs.
he put I mean, they're I don't know about
Yeah, come on. He was about to defend him. I loved it. Thank you so much. I think when we're all healthy, maybe, but yeah, we can talk. It's crazy. Other really games I didn't hear a lot of, but like I felt on my fantasy team was the Chargers and the Texans. I left Damian Pierce out, their running back, thinking,
and
oh, he hasn't kind of like he did one good game last week, but I was like, oh, maybe a fluke. No, he tore it up
he
again.
tore it
I
up.
had 50 something, like 53 points on my bench out of Rashad Penny and Damian Pierce.
Your so this is gonna sound bad, but your bench scored more points than my entire team, including my
Are you
bench.
serious? Who'd you play?
I played Eric. I got 56 points. I got 56 points this week. It's
You're all,
bad.
I know when I looked at your bench and they all had zeros,
Zeros.
I was like,
It was a rough week. It was a rough week. Well, because
I was
Swift was out, Keenan Allen was out, like just everybody on my team was just out. Dak Prescott was out for some reason. Jacoby Myers is hurt, And then I have D Hop coming back in week 1 week. D Hop coming back
Who?
1 week. D Hop, DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, I was like, who?
D
D
Hop.
Hop. I thought you were saying D Hawk. I was like, who the heck?
D
D
Hawk.
Hawk.
The last
Um,
game I want to touch on.
oh, I got two games.
Oh, you want to touch on 2 games? Go ahead. You touch on one.
Oh, which one do you want to touch on?
I want to. The game I want to touch on is damn, the Rams look bad. What the fuck?
I think one game. It's I think they looked not as good. They didn't look good. Like let's just be honest. Like they didn't look good. But that San Fran then looked good. Like they looked better. Debo looked like himself again because like you haven't really seen that from him this year in like fantasy anything. They
Did
kind of been quiet, but he looked
Yeah, he
like
has. Did you
him.
see that catch? Holy crap! The catch and run. Don't know
Yeah.
how
Did
he
you
caught
see
that ball.
Jalen Ramsey bitch tackle him?
Yeah.
He's all scared. He talks all this crap. He's such a hype man, and then he
Yeah,
looks like he shit
but
himself.
I don't, and it's like funny too because I wish that Trey didn't get hurt to see what he was about. But the only game that you guys lost is the game that Trey Lance played. Oh no, then they lost the Broncos to 1. I forgot about that. I don't know how they lost that game last week.
Oh, because Jimmy G stepped
Yeah,
out.
Jimmy G
Mhm.
stepped out.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dan Orlovsky. Um, yeah, against the Broncos. Speaking of which, that was the other game. Raiders got their first dub. Broncos
Dude,
looked like themselves.
Broncos actually looked good. They
Yeah,
actually looked okay.
but they did things that made themselves. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Melvin
yeah.
Gordon really fucked him with that fumble. That was a weird fumble.
Because Kate guys, they were mentioning that. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know like you guys hate him like that. Like
Yeah,
that's
dude. Did you see
pretty
that
bad.
fumble though? It literally was like a fumble into like it almost was like an interception. He like fumbled it and then like the guy literally just caught it in the air. It's a weird fumble.
Football, you got hit wrong. Something
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, it was weird because I was watching that and I was like, what is going on with this fumble? Yeah, but I can't believe that the Raiders I'm happy for Josh McDaniels. I like the Raiders. I want them to do well, but like don't they just couldn't put the pieces together.
But I think they did a little bit better there, so that was nice. Well, and I know, dude, we can talk about these games all freaking day long, but I
Oh man.
love just gonna sit this because like this is the first time I think well, not the first time, but I think I won pretty significantly this week in our predictions. I
Yeah,
am
you
gonna
did.
mention it again. No one proofread any of my things, so on my social posts they were Saturday. So I hope you enjoyed
Hell
the
yeah.
Saturday and the Sunday games because they played twice. If you didn't know
Hell
that.
yeah.
But Chris did the worst at 8. Oh, you did the
No,
worst.
I did. There were 7 and 9.
At 7 and 9,
Yeah.
7 picks. You won. That's it. I think Chris was 8-8, like the old Cowboys.
Oh,
And then I
Cowboys.
was 11-5. I fucked it up this week.
That's a
I had some
good
good choices.
that was a good the only one that I beat you guys on was the Bengals one, I think. Think that because that was the only one I went
Yeah.
against you guys, and I got the Bengals right.
hmm
Chris and I both picked the Jags. That was a mistake.
hmm
All of us picked the Lions.
that was I lost pretty much the ones that I had the most losses in were the ones we all lost in. So like
Yeah.
I lost against the Lions and the Seahawks. I picked the Ravens, Chris picked the Bills, and then
I
what
picked the
one? That was
Ravens
the
too,
other
right?
one. The Rams 49ers. That's the other big one because we all picked
Yeah.
the
And
Rams.
you picked the Jets. We picked the Steelers. Rough,
Ah.
dude. Rough. Okay, we'll get into that later. But I have this little game I want to play with you, Justin.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. So, what situation would you rather be in if you were on the team, right? And you were a part of the team, you're whatever position you wanted to play. What situation and what team would you rather be in right now, right? Would you rather be, I know that this is probably going to be an easy one because you hate one of these teams, but would you rather be in the New York Giants shoes where they lost Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor's coming into play? Or would you rather be in New England shoes where they lost Mac Jones and Brian Hoyer and they have Zappy coming into play? Which team would you rather be on?
I'm a Patriot, but not because I hate the G-Man. I'm a Patriot because you have Bill Belichick, and I think he will outcoach anybody at the end of the day. And he can make it. He can make you win.
Okay, yeah, I get that. But I mean, what they're 3-1 and the Giants are 3-1 and the Patriots are 1-3. I don't remember that.
But like, okay, but you asked me what position.
Yeah, like what
Like,
not posi like where would if you were on a team, which team would you rather be on, right? Like in this scenario right now, going into week 5, on the 1-3 Patriots or the 3-1 Giants, both losing a quarterback, both coming into next week's games, right?
but it
Which
just depends what position I am. See, I get your statement. Okay, let's
yeah,
pick my
I
position. What am I? Am I a
mm,
quarterback? Am I the
you're
backup quarterback
no,
coming
you're a
in?
wide receiver in this scenario.
No, I mean I'd rather have Tyrod Taylor throwing me.
I would rather have that.
Yeah.
And you're
Too
three and
long and
one.
all, I mean I'd rather have Tyrod.
You're 3-1.
But who you playing?
You're playing the Giants. The Giants are playing the Packers next.
And who are the Patriots playing?
The Patriots are playing the Lions.
I'm playing the Lions. I'm going
You're
Patriots.
look,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
lied.
easy,
Switch that. Mm-mm.
easy,
Yeah,
easy. Okay,
they got
cool.
hurt a secondary. At least I'm catching some balls.
Okay,
Billy
so
Zappi.
second one, you are you are the backup running back, okay, for Atlanta, losing Cordell Patterson, or the third string for Detroit, now becoming the second string with losing Jamal Williams. So Atlanta
Detroit.
is you want to be in Detroit. 1-3. They're both 1-3, I'm pretty sure.
Detroit. Detroit scored a shit ton of points. If their defense was any better, we'd be good. We'd be steamrolling, and we know it. But all we need to do is get a win. We're hungry for a win, and I'm gonna score some touchdowns because apparently the line's pretty good.
You are
I mean,
hungry
if
for a win.
DeAndre Swift can do that, and then Jamal Williams can do that, I mean, come on now, the third string can do something.
They can do something.
And I'm a running back in the NFL for a reason.
Yeah, you are.
You see my 4-2 split? Yeah, come on now.
Yo, what's up, baby? So you're choosing the Lions, eh?
Yeah, Lions.
Okay, cool. So this scenario, it's gonna hurt me because I know what you're gonna say. Okay, so it's the last one I'll give you.
Okay.
You're the quarterback in this scenario. Okay. So
QB,
what?
the QB,
You're
the man.
QB. Yep, you are the commander of the team. You're the backup in in Miami. Okay, going into that situation, or you are the rookie walking in for the Steelers.
You already know my answer.
It's going to
Why would I
Miami.
rather not throw to every good wide receiver they have instead of being a Kenny Pickett and throwing to nobody who can catch a football?
No,
Chase
Pickett's gonna catch
Claypool
it.
had that ball right in his hand, hit him in the chest.
Don't even talk about it.
Dude, your
Yeah,
receivers look like trash. Yeah, at least give me Tyreek Hill. I'll just fucking throw it long. Someone's bound to catch it.
someone.
Just throw it like as far as you can and whatever side of the field you think you want to be on. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go
that
right
was
side. Oh, let's go left.
okay. You're going to Miami. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. Last thing. That was positions done. Okay, thank you. Last thing. After looking right now, what team is going to win the NFC and what team is going to win the AFC?
You're asking me that right now?
Yep. Going into week 5. Say it.
No.
Say it.
No, I
Say it.
don't. I can't. Everything in me cannot say that.
There's a
And you can say it, and I'll support your mission.
no, no.
I'm just not
This
gonna
is this
say
is you. This is you,
it.
bro. I'm asking you the question. Okay, start with the
Dude, I
AFC.
don't know.
Who's going to win the
AFC,
AFC? So you have the Dolphins at 3-1, the Bills
no,
at 3-1, the Chiefs at 3-1. You have the
Bills.
Ravens at 2-2. The Bills. That's a good pick.
Nope.
The Bills. Okay.
Bills, because I think like in every game the only game they almost lost, they didn't look their best, but they still almost won, and they would have won if it wasn't for two just balling out at the end. Like they did bad, they didn't just weren't good at the end. And then NFC, man, I mean, I think the NFC is still like such a toss up. Like it just depends. You say about week 5, but like my Cowboys are looking good. And then if we get
Yeah.
Dak back and we're looking great, then we're a contender. But like the Eagles are looking as good. It's just how it's really how we're gonna play against like the Eagles. But I
It's
think
it's gonna be yeah, because it with the way that you
but
guys
we
are
look
playing
like
up
shit
there,
against the Bucks.
yeah, you did. But and like it was that just your team trying to gel and get used to each other, or is that just week 1 jitters? Right, it happens it gets week 1 jitters. Are they just gonna like come out? They come out too aggressive. They come out too whatever. Is that what happened? Because they seem to settle down now.
But you pick like put us in a prime put one of us both in a prime time situation where it's a playoff game we have to win. Cowboys have a horrible record in that, and the Eagles at least are better.
Yeah, and but I mean, you still have like, I mean, it's really hard to say, but you have like the Vikings at 3-1. You have the Packers at 3-1. you have whoever comes out of the NFC West. I don't know how, but the Niners are leading that division. They're all 2-2. Every one of them is 2-2.
That was another division that we thought we're just gonna ball out in football, and it's like kind of there. Interesting,
Yep.
but yeah, no, that's
But
yeah. I'm
if
gonna go with one of the NFC East teams because yeah, that's what it's root for the home team.
yeah, cool. And if anyone didn't get
What do you
that, that was
think?
I'm going I'm going I'm going Eagles and I'm going Eagles. Tua didn't get hurt. I would have gone Eagles Miami. They just look so good. But with
Yeah,
I don't know how long Tua is gonna be out for and once you get a concussion, those come back to haunt you.
he had a lot more than a concussion. He's basically brain dead, half his brain.
No way. His
He
hands were
looked
like
like bro.
bro, his hands were like this. Like,
Yeah, his hands were like all like messed
yeah,
up. They were like,
it was
oh
wild. That was a really
yeah,
that one and that one was just hard to watch because I think I don't know for me, I don't know about for you, but sometimes I just feel like I'm watching a video game. These people just play this game, right?
yeah,
And then you see this person actually get hurt and you're like, "Oh shit. These are people."
yeah. It was his hands that did it for me. We were just like, yo, like you should know. No one should have let him even strap up to play in this game.
No.
That was just sad
That
and
was
pathetic. I will say for I'm not gonna rant, like, I'm gonna do a rant in honorary Chris. How about that?
yeah,
Probably the worst decision you could do for a human being, period. Like, you just have to look at that last game, just see him, like, fumble and do those things. Like, even if it's a back nerve, like, I can understand that, then why would you still play him? It's
that's
not that
hard.
important.
Mm-mm. Week
And it
4, you're not like winning or losing the division here.
and you said it was week 4 and a Thursday night. He had, like, less time to recover. Like, you're just you're an idiot, and then you look like an idiot because now you're trying to cover your tracks because you did something bad. But that could, like, change the whole dynamic for the Dolphins. This whole, like, controversial thing can really get into them and, like, ruin
Well,
everything.
they were already under investigation for the Sean Payton thing. Now they're under investigation for this like legal thing. Like, they just like keep messing up. For how good they are, they keep messing up.
Well, it's Florida. You
Yep.
can do anything in
You can
Florida.
do anything for it. That's why Tyreek moved there for the taxes.
Yeah, state taxes, right? I saw that. The reason why he's not a Jet, dude, you would have okay.
Oh,
There's a lot of reasons why you aren't a Jet, and if it
yeah.
oh, man. If you
Yeah,
wanted to
that's
really win a game,
yeah.
what, Zach Wilson or Tua? I'd rather have Tua, to be honest, and I don't
I
even
would
like him.
I like Tua, but I would have said Miami, but I think since we don't know what's going on with Tua, I'll go the Bills too. But the Chiefs could win it. The Chiefs have a chance. I just think the Bills are going to take it. I'd love to see a Bills Chief game again to see what happens.
Dude. Hey,
So
do you hear that?
what do I hear?
The bells. It's time for work. I think you gotta go get your hard hat and go get some coal and go down to that steel mill and do a little work. What you say?
Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time for me to get in there and tell you guys what it's about. I gotta tell you guys, I'm freaking stoked. You can I know for Kenny freaking Pickett, baby. Just threw my hat. Um, I'm freaking stoked, dude.
Why?
You know why? Finally.
Why?
Good. I love Trubisky. I actually really like Trubisky. Why are we playing him when we have this quarterback that can spend 2 years and get to learn the offense, get to learn what it's about, right? We are not clearly we are not in a win now scenario. we
No.
no, we have like so one thing I'll tell you, I love our tight end. I love Freermuth. He just reminds me of Heath Miller so much. So like that consistent tight end who's gonna sit there and block for you, who's gonna catch balls when he needs to. Big boy, 6'5", just big boy, right? Love that. He's young, second year, so I love that. Our receivers, Pickens looks really great. He came alive this game. He came alive. He actually was catching balls that he should be catching, like looking like he maybe has potential to be a number one. But then you just have like Claypool, who so much potential, so physically gifted, but like what is going on? Like where's the disconnect, right? Like what are we doing? And it's so crazy to think that one defensive lineman can affect your defense so much. Like,
Hmm.
and we just looked so good.
It's different when it's TJ Watt
Yeah.
that you're losing. Like, you're losing arguably what could be one of the best, the best defensive player of football. Like, it's a
Yeah.
him or Aaron Donald when you talk
Literally.
about that.
I mean, well, Michael Parsons is looking great. I mean, and what's crazy is what's crazy is Alex Highsmith is still the sack leader, I think. Like, and it's like we're not.
Oh, Khalil Mack is.
Oh, Cleo Mack took it. Last week, going into this week or going into week 4, Alex
Yeah,
Highsmith
5.
was a sack leader. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, he had like 6.5 sacks, sack leader. Like, just imagine what we would have been able to do with TJ Watt if we had like, I don't know. It's just like crazy to think about what a defensive lineman or like an outside linebacker, whatever he plays, can actually
Yeah.
do for you.
And I will say we really like ridiculed you for taking Fairmouth, and he's your best player on fantasy.
He
Period.
literally,
He's literally the
literally,
best thing you got.
he's been eating it up.
Uh,
He's been a consistent 12 points. Perfect every single week. I'll take that.
from a tight end, yeah, we'll take
Yeah,
that.
I'll take that. But
But yeah,
it's
your
just like,
offense looks
dude, it looks rough, and it's like rough too because when you have a running back like Najee, who is good, right? There's no doubt about it. It is a good running back, and then you have a tight end who is like who's gonna give you the points, who's gonna give you exactly what you as Steeler. He's a Steelers tight end. That's why I like him. He's exactly what a Steelers need. Big boy, will block when he needs to, catches big passes, runs down the field, catches big boy. Like that's just who we like as tight ends. And then you have your defense, who is their secondary is looking
a little beat
up,
up.
up and down. Yeah, it's not looking great. Sutton's been playing up and down. Like he's just he he'll make a big mistake, but then he'll get an interception. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, pick a mode. Witherspoon has not been playing super well. And Minka has been trying to carry us, but like when you're relying, I think the Honey Badger felt it too. It's like relying on the Honey Badger so much for that in Kansas City for that one position to do so much for your defense doesn't
Yeah.
work. Doesn't work, right? That's kind of how Minka's playing right now. Um, I mean, he's great, but like it's hard when you're playing like that.
I'm just glad I picked the Jets, and I can't believe you lost the Jets. You lost a Zach Wilson Jet too,
Well, Zach
and I
Wilson,
mean, arguably
he looked pretty
you were
good.
in that game. Yeah.
The fact
Under
is
pressure, he was the worst.
dude, we were winning 20-10. I guess the thing that sucks is we were winning 20-10
Oh, so you
with
did a Bills and Ravens.
we were winning 20-10 with 7 minutes left. Scored the ball with so we were winning. So they were on like the 10-yard line with 7 minutes and 47 seconds left or something like that.
So every time so basically every team except the Ravens, the Jets, and the AFC North, the Jets have come back and won in each of those games in
Yeah,
dramatic fashion.
true, true. The one thing that's crazy is did you see the fact about Sauce Gardner? That like the did you see
He's him.
he's the he 47.47% catching like on the top like some of the top receivers. Like ridiculous, dude. He's been freaking eating out there.
That's good. Good for him. I think the Jets have like a great. I like Robert, whatever his name is. I
Yeah.
think he's fun. I think the Jets are one of those like Browns kind of place where you got to feel sorry for them at some points, but
No,
like they
not when
look
you lose to
fun.
them. Not when you lose to them. It's fucking trash. But
Oh, I don't. Yeah, no, I've lost them before.
yeah, it was just but it was fun to see. Well, Kenny set 2 records this week. He set a record for being the only rookie to have 2 rushing touchdowns in their first game or something like that. Um, and then he set a record for like, oh, forget what he said. It was something of like, oh, he he set a record for throwing the ball 13 times and having none of them hit the ground. Granted, 2 of them were interceptions, but 13 times none of them hit the ground.
Like everybody caught him,
Everyone caught him.
even the other guy.
Yep, he was 11 for 13, but he was technically 11 for
It
13
was 13 for
for
13.
13 for 13 because they got 2 interceptions, so none of them hit the ground.
That's an
Yeah,
interesting fact. How do you know that? What
uh,
what made you? Where
I
did
don't
you
know.
get that?
I see random facts about the Steelers and stuff like that
Hey,
but
lit. What a cool fact.
what a cool fact. Like, hey, you own that now. That's your record.
Yeah, let's hope you guys have a turnaround and this changes your season. And
And
I think
yeah,
it'll be better for you in the long run. Like
he
after watching it a little bit more, yeah.
I forget too. He's like so he's an old rookie. He's 24, 25.
I think at the end of the day, he just like he's gonna be a little bit more less fearful. So he's not gonna like he's gonna do things that were like Mitch is like afraid to do. And that's where you're
And
gonna really
yeah,
see a lot of benefits from.
And what do you expect from a rookie quarterback? Not much, right?
Exactly.
You don't expect them to come out and win you the Super Bowl this year. So I'm excited. It's all good. It's all exciting. I might even buy a jersey just to support him.
Ooh,
I know. Might even buy a
let's
jersey now that he's
go.
in. Now that he's in.
Well,
I
we
might
should really wrap this one up because you can't talk this much about a losing football team.
stop. I can talk about it all I want. They're my team. I'll talk about them as much as I want. But as Chris would say, I think I'm getting a little hungry.
Oh,
I think I want some
kneecap,
kneecaps. Yeah. Do you want some
kneecap,
kneecap? Yeah.
an
Kneecap
ankle
diner,
nibbling.
baby. Maybe an ankle.
Can
Do you serve this
I
here?
get some ankles on the side and
Can I
nibble on those?
yeah, just a little nibble? Get some kneecap diner action. And unfortunately, the main man, Chris himself, isn't here. So Jay and I will try our best to,
Okay, real quick.
yeah.
In his absence, I want to do it. I think
Okay,
it'll
go
be
ahead.
fun. I think we'll just make quick rapid fire questions, but we have to each come up with two each. So it'll be four total.
Okay,
And you ask me, I ask you, and we'll just do random questions.
cool. I'm down.
Okay.
Do you have your
What
two
animal
questions?
represents Chris?
A cheetah,
Ooh, why?
because he talks so fast and he has no stamina. He's all out of the gate, but then he has no stamina.
Because he'll just look at you like
Yep. Yep.
this. Okay, you go.
Oh man. Um, if Chris could have hair, what kind of hair style would he have?
Oh, like an afro.
A
A ginger
ginger
hat,
afro?
afro. I would love it. Could you see it?
Oh
It
my
just
god.
matches his personality.
Yeah.
But it really, I think if he did, it would be like something like slick. Like he would do something
Yeah.
slick. You know, he's like a greaser kind of punk dude with all his tattoos and stuff.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm a ginger.
Okay. Ooh. If Chris could play football with any one person, who would it be?
Barry Sanders.
Ooh, Tom Brady.
Oh,
Come on,
I was thinking
Michigan, and
I was thinking Lions, bro. I was just thinking
that's
Lions.
his pride and joy
This
right
is
there,
boy
though.
right
And
there.
he's
He
not even
probably I
Lions.
know. He might try to divorce Sydney if Tom Brady's available.
Mhm. I know,
Okay,
right?
my last one. How do you think Chris is gonna die?
Oh, he's gonna talk wrongly to the wrong person, and he's gonna get shot. You know, he's just gonna get fired up. Someone's gonna piss him off, gonna
Oh,
hit him with a car or something. You know? Like, I don't know. It's death by somebody else. He's
death
going
by
to be
somebody
murdered.
else. He
For
he's
being
gonna
such a
be
nice
murdered.
person, if you
Yeah,
get him going, he's
he's
a
pretty
little
flamey,
crazy.
bro. He's a little flamey. You think it's the red hair?
I hope we did good by like at least matching Chris's personality. But let's talk about the Lions, the thing he loves the most and hates the most.
Dude,
Dude, can you say like best worst team?
best 1-3 team in the league.
Yeah,
But the fact that they scored 45 points with, I think in the second half, they only had 3 active receivers and like no names. It was like Reynolds. It was like people I've like never heard of. And I'm like, who are you? And they were running with their third string running back.
they have a defense. Are they a competitive team? Like,
They
yeah,
don't, yeah,
100%.
100%. If they had a defense, dude, holy crap, they would be so good. Like, it's not their front seven, it's their back. Their secondary is trash.
And we talked so good about Jeff Okuda last week, and then he got
He made some plays
torched this
though.
week.
He made some plays though.
Did he?
He made one. Some I don't really know. He made one play, but you don't get you DK Metcalf caught some really good balls. I will say that he looked like an old DK Metcalf of the past with Russell.
Dude, did you see him have to go take a shit? Couldn't
Hella
even walk.
funny, bro. Couldn't
Did it
even
be?
walk.
Yeah, yeah. Carter,
Couldn't
what a
even walk.
dude.
So like I don't know when. I guess Swift is day to day, so I don't know when he's coming back. Um, they lost unfortunately Jamal Williams, who was running it up, bro, for the
I don't think
year.
he's out. I think we were talking about. I don't think Jamal Williams is out. I think you're thinking of Javante Williams.
Javante
Is it
Williams, not
Jamal
Jamal.
Williams too?
No,
Yeah,
which one?
yeah.
No, no,
Jamal
no.
Williams. You're thinking of Javante.
Jamal
You think of
Williams tore his
Broncos?
ACL. Jamal Williams tore his ACL and his LCL. I promise you, because that's why
The
Reynolds was working
Lions?
for the Lions. That's promise you. That's why Reynolds was working so hard.
Shush.
Jamal
Really?
Williams tore his MCL.
No.
Yeah,
Don't tell me that. I have him. No way.
yeah, he tore his ACL. That's why. So he tore his ACL in Game 4. He tore his ACL in Game 4. He, um, think so. Wasn't it him? Yeah.
I think you're thinking of Javante. You are
No.
thinking of Javante. You're thinking
Then
of the
why
running
the
back.
why the
Yeah.
fuck? Oh, Javante Williams did tear his ACL.
That's what I'm saying.
But then why
I
was
think it's
Reynolds was playing so heavily. Jamal Williams went out in the second
Reynolds
half.
he's
Reynolds is their
not
third
a
string.
Reynolds is a wide receiver.
No, Reynolds is their running back, the third string running back.
Oh man, this is where we need the Lions expert. See,
I
this is no one
know.
cares about the Lions, guys.
Damn,
That's why
why you gotta do
this
that to
is
my guy?
sad. Come on,
Oh,
dude. Okay, actually, it's super funny. Whenever I do the post and like look for like hashtags and stuff, it actually tells me like how many people like each thing.
hell
Oh
yeah.
my God. The Lions, I could if I just can reach out and get Lions fans to join our, oh, we blow up so quick.
So quick. Okay,
There's like hardly anybody that likes
I
the Lions.
I lied to everybody. Jamal Williams didn't. It was Javante Williams towards ACL. I swear it was Jamal Williams because everything I saw was Craig Reynolds was like really um
Because
so
like
they
Jamal Williams blew it up for me
well
on
okay
my
yeah, so Jamal Williams went crazy. That's my bad. He is still okay. But this is what got me. This is what got me is they have a Craig Reynolds running back and they have a Josh Reynolds wide receiver. They have two Reynolds
that's
on the
actually kind of
team.
fun.
Three, but like TJ Hawkinson went off on this game, bro. 8 receptions for 179 yards. Holy two touchdowns. Holy shit. He
He
went.
was their wide receiver of that game.
He really was. Oh, the okay. One
And
play that I
Jamal
saw.
Williams had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's Jamal Williams with 2 touchdowns. He had 19 carries for 108 yards. Not bad. Uh, they needed to give it to Craig Reynolds more. He had 2 carries for 30 yards. Kind of going off, bro.
Yeah, what were those? Maybe he had one for like one, and then he had
Yeah,
another one
he
for
had
that.
one for like 27 yards, something like that.
See,
But
it's like one of those where maybe, but
yeah. I mean, this guy, Malcolm Rodriguez or Rodrigo is what they call him. He's like a middle linebacker, I think, or an outside or yeah, middle linebacker. Man's going off, bro. Man, 7 tackles, 3 assists. Man went off, bro. But yeah, they look so bad. I don't understand it. I don't understand how they keep losing these really high point games. Like the Detroit, whoa, they scored 6 points, 9 points, 8 points, 22 points.
they're the team that they just need one.
They do.
They need one win. If they can get one win, they're going to change everything about them and they're going to start winning games, but they can't win. And they are like, and the problem is, I think they're starting super slow and they're making this like huge comeback. And that's why they're scoring a lot of points because you like at that, it's kind of like an air raid
They
thing. They
have
have to,
to.
they don't have really a
Yeah.
defense. But if you can get one win under the coach, dude, man, can you imagine how
They ha-
hyped that locker room is about to
they
be?
have a win. They have a win, but they need like but didn't carry over the next week. What the thing is that they've been so close every game. They need like 2 or 3 wins in a row to really get that momentum going.
Who was their win against?
Their win was against they beat that team. What was it? And Chris was so happy because
They
Skip got
did beat that team.
the Commanders.
Yeah, that team was so, yeah, that team.
That team. They beat the Commanders. See, they beat the Commanders. They lost by 3 points to the Eagles. They lost by 4 points to the Lion or to the Vikings. That was a rough game. And like they
That was
allowed that was a rough game. And then they lost by 3 points to the Seahawks. They've lost by a
yeah.
total of what is that 10 points. Insane.
Literally probably could be one of the best worst teams in football.
And
And I think that's
and and what's sad is they if in the second quarter, I think maybe first quarter, Jared Goff had a pick six. He
oh yeah.
you get that you get that away. He had one interception for a pick six. You get that away, and they win the game.
You better
It,
stop me before I go on a rant. You know I hate Jared Goff.
I know you hate Jared Goff, but the thing is like I think that's like a big theme with the Lions is they don't get beat, they more beat themselves.
100%.
Jared Goff beat
100%.
like Jared Goff literally not lost, but like you can't throw a pick six and then lose by 3. You know what I
And
mean?
especially
Like,
in that time. Yeah.
yeah, you can't do that. It was that was a rough game. I think we I successfully ruined Kneecap Diner because I didn't know that the right player what I was talking about. Um,
I think that's more funny. It just goes to again to your personality. Yeah, you'll go with it, bro. If you don't,
yeah,
you'll go tooth and nail until you are proven wrong.
yep, it's who I am, bro. Dude,
No,
all these
it's
play
still Jamal
these
Williams.
these players have such similar names, bro. It's so hard when you just look at a highlight.
What's wrong with Williams? The
No,
last name
nothing's wrong
applies
with
to.
Williams. They just like, come
You
on.
have something against Williams?
No,
All
shut up.
Williams. Alex has an issue with you.
No, I don't have an issue with you. You guys
He
trash.
said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa."
Whoa, 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 whoa,
There's a
whoa, whoa.
lot of them. There are a
Yeah,
couple running backs in the league.
there are a couple running backs with Williams in their name. I think we
Mhm.
successfully. I think we did well for the Lions. Now,
Yeah, we gave him a lot of credit. We give credit where credit's due, and let's go Lions. I think we're all rooting for the Lions this year, which is kind
I'm,
of fun
I'm,
because I think
yeah,
the HBO show you guys all watched it. I didn't, but like
yeah.
you guys got me hyped about it. Like
It was
I
cool.
think
You know what?
let's go Lions.
It starts in a month. In
Wow.
season Cardinals. I'm excited to see that.
So I'm watching the big baby cry.
Yeah, I just want to see the
Yeah,
D Hop
that's
rehab.
fun.
I just want to see the D Hop coming back and the D and like that kind of stuff.
It's all detox now. No
Yeah,
more drugs in the system.
and JJ Watt is has a heart condition.
Oh, AFib, bro. That's what my grandma had. Okay, you know, let's okay. This is really off. This is off topic, but on topic of football, it just shows how important football players are that he got his AFib thing like quick like that. My grandma had to take like a couple weeks to go get her heart like pumped back in the right thing. Yeah, he did it like in a weekend.
Wow, that's wild.
Isn't that wild?
That's
He said, "Oh
crazy.
yeah, I have AFib." But it's like, I mean, he can do stuff on it. It's not
Yeah,
like does that just not ring to a Watt name?
that
Always,
dude.
always something.
I just hope that this isn't. So it's just JJ. TJ, this is his first major injury. This is like his first one, right? The pec injury, the major injury. I'm talking like JJ had
I
like
thought he
two or
heard
three,
something else.
huh?
But it's about the same time where he had his like elbow surgery.
Yeah, but then it kept coming back. So I'm just hoping this pec doesn't keep coming back. Right, the elbow kept coming back. Like it was like he was healthy for 3 or 4 years. TJ's been healthy for 3 or 4 years. Maybe missing a couple games here and there because of a random injury or not, but he's played most of his games, right?
Yeah.
To where it's like,
Does he have the walk curse?
does he have the
Dum,
what?
dum,
Like,
dum, dum, dum.
can you imagine if JJ Watt never got hurt? What he was already a great player.
What a stud he would be, man.
Like he's already a stud, like already a great player. Like one of the most dominant DNs in football for 2 or 3 years. But he just got hurt. And can you imagine? Oh, can you imagine? But I think
No,
that's
I couldn't
enough about the Lions and the Watt brothers. I think it's time to get on your high horses and let's hear you talk about the Cowboy Corner.
Oh, you gotta do that better. You gotta do it like Chris does. The Cowboy Corner is what he says every freaking time. And the best team that we have in this little group. This is the best thing ever. We don't even have our starting quarterback in. But I mean, let's be fair. We did play the Commanders, and if the Lions can beat the Commanders, we sure shit should beat the Commanders. And they're a rival, so we sure shit should beat them. I look dominant doing it.
You looked dominant in the second half. Or I maybe bad, my bad. After the first quarter, you guys look eh.
That's
But
not
then,
bad.
but I think what's it did? Well, Noah got hurt for a little bit there, right? He got like some kind of neck injury in the fourth quarter. He's coming back next week, I think, but he like got some kind of injury in the fourth quarter. That man has been
But
carrying
Gallup's
you.
back.
Who?
Michael Gallup's back. Looked good in
Mm-hmm.
his return.
CeeDee
Mm-hmm.
Lamb. CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee
He's
Lamb.
been back for
Both are
this.
running backs.
Yeah. Well, see, oh, I wish Chris was here. I want to just read you the stat line real quick. Ezekiel Elliott, 19 carries for 49 yards.
Horrible.
Tony Pollard, 8 carries for 6 yards. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Cooper Rush, 2 carries for 7 yards. Tony Pollard was their
He had
last,
the best average.
the best average, bro. And Tony Pollard had a .8 yards per carry average. I wish Chris was here to just rub it in his face because Tony Pollard's the better running back. Tony Pollard's the better running back.
He got the most of the load, which
Mm-hmm.
honestly, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because, like, again, I couldn't watch the game, but I just like that we won. So, like, yeah, we won. Haha. But like I actually took Zeke out this week because he's just not like, and for my fantasy. Like I have him in fantasy, and I thought that was kind of a bad decision I made. But you know what? We're gonna soak in it. I have good running backs. But that just means we were really air raided. Like that's how we won that game is through our defense and our air raid. But like at the same time, that's exactly how we've been winning games.
But
Like we
not
haven't been
even
winning games because our rent team.
you've been winning games because your defense, not even because you're like you had 223 yards and 2 touchdowns from Cooper. That's pretty solid, but it's not like crazy. Yeah, solid, but not like
No, it's solid. Enough
yeah.
to win a game.
And Michael Gallup scored a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying.
CD
And
Lamb
he's
scored a touchdown.
Gallup is that guy that you throw to like the corner and he'll go up and get it.
Yeah,
Like
he's a
CD isn't I not that guy, but Michael Gallup's a big dude. If I
he's
remember
lengthy.
lengthy. I remember watching his like highlights when we draft coming out of Colorado State, and I was like, dude, this guy was like balling. I've liked him since then, but like it's nice to see him back after his. I think he tore his ACL too, so it's nice to have him back and be in that lineup, especially from our wide receiver core that was just struggling. Like we didn't have anybody. Still 3-1. We're the best team here. We're the second best team in the NFC East. We play the Eagles in 2 weeks. We play the Rams, who are beatable, and I think we could. I mean, we don't get into predictions yet, but I easily think we can beat them
Yeah, the Rams.
with
Hell
our
yeah.
defense. The hardest it's going to come down to whose offense plays better, and it's going to be a game of Matthew Stafford. Whatever he plays is what's going to determine the game. If he's good, they're going to win. If he does bad,
Yeah.
we're going to lose. But if the 49ers can get to him, I think like 6 or 8 times in all those crazy stats, how come I like we should do it?
You should be all fine.
Yeah,
The
this
crazy.
is the funnest thing ever.
Yeah, it's great, dude. I love watching my team lose and your team win. Um,
Yeah,
the one crazy stat that I want to get from this is your defense is freaking crazy. Okay. Carson
right.
Wentz threw it 42 times for 25 and 42, 1 touchdown, 170 yards, and 2 interceptions. Ridiculous. Your defense is just like absolutely carrying you guys.
Are we that good, or is Carson Wentz that bad?
Yeah,
Remember, I don't like him either.
Carson Wentz is that bad. I don't like him either. Who is Darren Bland? Bland, and he's 20, number 26. He's like the guy who got an interception.
Trayvon Diggs too. You see
Trayvon
that? Like
Diggs.
he was actually a catch and throw to Trayvon Diggs. They were practicing that all week.
They were him and Carson were they were getting that.
Maybe he should be our backup.
That maybe
Maybe
no, you probably would be losing, bro.
we'll be
Oh,
losing. That like again, I think that just shows that person. Like I'm not really a big Carson Wentz fan. I think he's overrated at this point in his career, and
same.
I think he's just trying to hold on to something that's no longer there, and this game proves it. And yeah, dude, I just got nothing but great things. I think it's exciting. I think we're going into a good week, and this will be a true test. Like
Maybe
these other games, like have been winnable with the backup quarterback, which has been nice, but this will be a true test of our abilities. Can we win this game? Like the Bengals game was a good one. We showed that. This
mhm.
one's another one of those. Like you got to do it.
I hate my game next week. I don't even want to watch it.
You play.
Bills. I
Oh,
don't even want to
let's
watch it,
not talk
bro.
about that. We know that one.
Nope. Yep. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's gonna be fun to watch your team play the Rams because I think it's gonna be interesting to see how your rookie quarterback does against, or not rookie quarterback, your backs, but your second year backup quarterback does against Jalen Ramsey.
He's not a second year, but he's our backup. He's been in the
He's
league like almost 4 years.
no, he's
Yeah.
a second year. Is this a second year? No, oh, second year on the Cowboys.
No.
Second time on the Cowboys.
Second year season starting a game.
No. Oh, second season.
You're right.
See, he's been on the
Yeah,
Cowboys for
you're not wrong. Second season starting a game.
second,
Starting a game, not
second.
backup starting.
Oh,
He was
has he been a backup for a while for you guys?
I mean, I think he's been on the team for at least 3 years. My phone's dead, but like I would look it up.
Yeah, I'll
Hold
look
on,
it up.
I got the iPad. Hold
I'll look
on.
it up.
Let's
Don't even
let's
worry. You keep talking. You
all right.
talk about
Yeah.
you talk about that. I'll look it up. You talk. Do you
Well, you know what?
one
We'll
question I
start
have for
switching.
you. One question I have for you.
Okay.
You know what's coming.
Go ahead. I don't know.
If Dak comes back, you start him. Obviously, no, I'm not. You start him. No, that's not the question I have. The thing is, say he comes back and he goes 0-3, 0-4. I'm not saying he is going to, but what if he does? Do you think about putting Rush back in?
That is a great question. And I think time can only answer that question because I feel like you can't. answer that until that happens. But at that point, if it say it did happen, you at least have to consider the fact, like to be truthful. You can't play saying like, oh no, Cooper didn't win all those games and Dak's losing all these games. Like you have to be thinking about it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So no.
Yeah, 2017 through 2020 got dropped, got picked up by the Giants, and then got brought back to the Cowboys this year.
He's been on for a while.
3 years.
Wow. Well,
Four.
you know
This
what?
is his
It's
fourth
good
year.
for us.
Yeah, I can't believe.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I guess with that, Cowboy Corner is over, and I think so this is a new segment that I wanted to try. We had a load of injuries, and I just want to. I know we talked about them in the beginning, but I want to hear your take on besides the Tua injury because I think that's the most important. I think that's the most pertinent injury and the one that's going to affect the team the most. But between like Williams losing, they lost Cordell Patterson for a little bit. Um, who else lost? Who else? We didn't lose anybody, but that's because you boys
There's a
good.
lot. There were a lot of injuries this week, and I think actually one of the ones that I think it means the most to the team is probably what you're asking me or going to ask me, and I think it's the Cordell Patterson one because you already have a team that doesn't really have a lot of anything, and the one guy who is really looking up for you, like to he tore something in his knee. He has to have surgery on his knee. Like you rush that comeback, he's going to tear an ACL. Like you're going to do
Yep.
other things like yeah, you got a rookie to be able to ball out in the backfield, but like that is a huge hit on your team. He's been carrying the workload of that team. So not having him is going to be interesting. But I mean, they won still against the Browns, even with
Yeah.
that. So it's up in the air.
I think the one that's gonna hurt the most, that's not like the tire, because the Tyrod, I mean not tired. Tua is obviously the one that's gonna affect the team the most because they just looked so good with Tua. But I think it's
Mm-hmm.
actually going to be the Giants and Danny Dimes. I think that's gonna I understand like you have like everyone has their reservation. I'm a big Danny Dimes fan. I think everyone knows that on here. Plays cornhole. It's my boy. But I just think that somehow he's been getting it done for them. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. He's just been getting them wins. Like he has been getting them wins. Shaquan's been running
Yeah.
hard, but he's been winning games for them. Like he has. And so you don't have that winning mentality anymore at your quarterback. I mean, Tyrod Taylor is a winner for sure, but
Yeah.
he a winner for sure. But over the past 4 games, you only lost one, and Danny Dimes has been the reason you've like won the 3 games. Like he's been playing hard for you guys. So I think that's going to affect him going into the Packers because I think if Danny Dimes is with the Giants, they have a very good chance against the Packers. I want to see what Tyrod does, but
It's gonna be interesting. I think Tyrod will have a nice little comeback. He was doing good with the Chargers before all that. He was even doing good with the Houston. Then he
yeah,
got hurt last year. I think poor guy has just had so
he
many
because he
injuries
what
where I don't think
he went to the Bills, and then the Bills brought in Allen, right? Is that why he left the Bills? And then
yep,
he went to the Chargers, and then the Chargers brought in Herbert.
punctured lung.
Huh?
Remember we had that punctured lung. That's why the
Oh
doctor that was all that. That's what
yeah.
happened there. Then he went to the Texans,
And then he went
got
to the
injured
Texans.
last.
Yep.
He got a severe injury, and that's where the Mills took over. Now he's been with
The
he's been there
Giants.
for 2 years.
Where?
Giants. I think he was
He's
there last year too.
oh did he oh did well didn't he get hurt last year? No, he wasn't playing last year, was he? Yeah, he was a starter for Houston last year, right? And then that's
Maybe
why Mills,
yeah. First year.
huh? I think this is his first year because I think Mills took over last year because of Tyrod Taylor. Yeah, I feel bad for him. And he had the starting job in Charger in LA for a while, for a minute, right? For like and then they drafted Justin Herbert. So it was like wrong. I mean, how can you feel bad for him though? He's making millions of dollars, play backup quarterback for a team. But yeah, I
Uh,
think
I know this doesn't speak on injuries, but I was just thinking about this because of all the injuries like everybody has, and I was just going through like injuries and stuff. I think another big one was, I mean, you just think about the Broncos with Javante Williams being out and Melvin Gordon. You have 2 people that are potentially out. You
Melvin
have
Gordon
two
might be
running
out
backs that
too.
are out. He has a neck injury.
And they're already looking bad. Like, how can you can't really
Yeah,
lose like your
Javante is not coming back.
nah, he tore an ACL and an LCL, right?
Yeah,
That's a tough tear. I mean, I've been there. It's rough. It's not a fun rehab.
I know. Tell him about it, bro. Tell him all about it.
I know. It's just like, but because like I'm 12 weeks away from surgery and I'm just starting to jump. It's
Well,
just like,
all started was dodgeball game at the
I know,
trampoline park.
freaking dodgeball game. But like, I mean, now thinking about like what these athletes go through, like I see why it takes 9 months, 10 months to get back to playing. Like I can't even step right still, 12 weeks out, three
Yeah,
months out. Like it's still still wobbly and like I can't even run without it like giving out on me.
out for the season.
Yep.
That's okay.
It's fine. He's
Better luck
he's
next year. You guys don't even look that good, anyways.
nope. The one thing that's rough though for him is this is a sophomore season. That's rough to tear your ACL in your sophomore season. That you were looking good too. You just got the starting job. Like rough to tear an ACL like that.
Boo.
Yeah.
Super rough.
Boo. Well,
Super rough.
as we've mentioned a couple times, Mr. Rutledge isn't here, right? Not here with us.
Supposed to give his name out like that. He
Yeah,
may get serious.
yeah, it's on his Instagram. I don't really care. Mr.
Christopher Rutledge.
Mr. Christopher Rutledge is not here with us. So I think it would be fun to talk about things that Chris gets heated on in football without hearing him rant about it.
I want to hear his blood boil just through the phone when he talks to us next
Yeah,
week, just about the thing. I want
just
to hear
want
him
to
say things
yeah,
like I did.
yeah. So I want to talk about because we can't talk about Russell Wilson in this chat without Chris giving some input about how he's the worst quarterback in history somehow. Don't
He
know
didn't
why it's big.
win or anything. He
No.
hasn't been a franchise quarterback for years on end. Like, I guess he's just as good as Jared Goff.
Yep, I guess so. I guess so. Maybe even better. Some would say. Some would say better than Jared Goff. Some, not
Not
Chris, but
all.
some.
Not us.
um, but it is the real question is Russ bad with the I'm not gonna say overall. I'm just saying this season. Like, is he bad this season?
No.
No.
No. I think the team is bad. I think the team doesn't have chemistry. I think everything about it is just hard. Like, and he's struggling, trying to figure it all out and put it all together. Chris brings all these crazy things that I never hear about. Like, he always talks about like him having his own office or doing this or that and blah 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 blah. Like that he's not a team guy, but during all the off season, I saw him working out with all the players constantly. Like, I I don't think it's him. I think it's the plays and the play caller and the coaching staff and the
Hackett.
just yeah, just what you have around it. Like it's not specifically Hackett. I think it's just the team dynamic right now is not where you want it to be.
Yeah.
And he technically there was positions that they could have won this game. And they're not a bad team. Like they lost two games. They're 2-2. And they could have been 3-1 if it wasn't for a lot of those um not in his control plays. Like, he
Yeah.
looked better. He looked a little bit more settled and everything. But like that's the thing. I think you're also trying to judge like, oh, how fast is this guy? Where can I throw the ball? It's a game time versus practice. Like, dude, he had Lockett and Metcalf down to a science. He'd been working with them forever, and like he was underthrowing a lot. But like, dude, you're just trying to get used to
Yeah.
everybody. So, do you think he's bad?
Um, I think he's definitely on his decline, like for sure. I think
Oh
he's.
yeah,
Oh, I mean that's he's old, but in football terms. But the thing I think is just it's just crazy to think because Sutton and Judy, I would say, are as good as DK and Lockett. Like it's a very comparable team. It's a very comparable receiver, but I think you're right. And they're just younger. It's right. You're right in the fact of they just don't have chemistry.
yeah.
They just for some reason those the three of them just can't get on board. Like they just can't for some reason figure out how to throw a ball at each other and catch it. I have
What
no
the
idea.
simplest do is, right?
I know, right? Like it's wild. Um, are
What does Chris hate?
the Vikings.
Oh, love talking about the Vikings. Kirk Cousins specifically. So
Kirk
we have to
Cousins
mention Kirk
specifically.
Cousins. He's the
Kirk
best. He's
Cousins.
an MVP candidate.
He's on the best team in the NFC the AFC the NFC what division are they in the
North.
North the NFC he's the best team in the NFC North. They they beat the Packers so technically they're number one team in the NFC North.
Kind of scary.
Yeah. That's weird
I
to
mean, they
say.
potentially could be. They're not a bad team. And as much as
Oh,
because Chris hates them, I think he just hates that they're better than the Lions, like truthfully. And he
well
has Kirk Cousins is an interesting dude.
I think also he hates Kirk Cousins because he went to Michigan State.
Yeah.
and then he
True.
transferred somewhere. But he was at Michigan State, so that could be where it stemmed
Oh,
from.
we went to no Boston. No, that's who went to Boston College.
That was that who's the guy that plays for the Colts? His
Matty
name?
Ice.
Maddie Ice. Is that him? You know Boston
Yeah.
College?
Did Kirk Cousins just go straight graduate from Michigan State? That'd be that's a good fact to why actually. So I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. Hey, nice thoughts.
Yeah.
But dude,
Michigan State University. That might be why he hates him. Like
I
I've
think
never
Justin
realized
covered it.
why he hates Kirk Cousins so much because he's not a bad quarterback. He's not great, but he's not bad.
He's goofy.
He is a little goofy. He's a little weird
Yeah.
dude.
Staying with his chain in the plane, flying home
Yeah.
from London. Yeah, and
Yeah.
looking all, he did. He has not his chain. He didn't spend that money. He drives a minivan.
He does not, dude. Yeah, but I think they're actually not that bad. I mean, they have a game coming up against who are they playing next week? They're playing
But the team they lost the Eagles, and then you just lose the Eagles. They got smacked by the fucking Eagles. So like when you sit there and
that
really
is true.
think about that, are they like yeah they're the best in the NFC North, but are they a contending team? No, I
Well,
think in the playoffs they're not a contending team.
yeah, I mean that's really hard. It's really hard to think of them as a contending team when you lose that bad to the Eagles, like 24-7. That was a rough loss. And on prime time and on Monday night, the first doubleheader.
Yeah, and both those games were boring as fuck. Boring,
So
boring, boring, boring.
41-7 and then 24-7. At least the Eagles game was more fun to watch than the Bills game. Bills game was so boring.
Right. No. But like, yeah, 3-1. I think they've played them decent. They literally could have lost this weekend if it wasn't for that field goal. That field goal was so freaking close. Double bounce. Like, dude, that was almost they're almost for 2-2. They're like right on the verge. So I think they won barely and they're winning barely.
Isn't that like the Saints motto this year though? Like there's like now two games where they could be 3-1 instead of 1-3. Like that's like I mean, just like the Lions could be 3-1 instead of 1-3.
Yeah. Yep.
The Vikings could also be honestly 1-3. They no the first game they beat someone pretty bad, I think.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
could
think
be 2-2.
they could
They'd be
be
a good 2-2.
they could be a good, yeah, they beat the Vikings 23-7 when Aaron Rodgers. But I want to see how they play Aaron Rodgers now. Yeah, they want to see
Yeah.
how they play the Packers now, where hey,
Not much has changed.
well, he got his number one back, Alan Lazar. He's actually connecting with his receivers. They're actually catching a ball because the
Still
first game.
almost lost to the third string quarterback with Bill Belichick.
Okay, listen, I don't want to hear it from you, dude. You're
Hey,
sounding like
these are my facts.
you sound like Chris because I like to talk about Aaron Rodgers, but I'm a stand for Aaron Rodgers, but Chris hates Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he hates him because he has all these weird theories about him. Like
Yeah,
you have to personally know Chris to know about his theories on Aaron
bro,
Rodgers, and that's one thing that you love about Chris is a conspiracy theorist. Like that is him,
through and through.
um, through and through. But like any way to hate anybody else in the NFC North, he can think of a reason. What's
Yeah,
the other thing he has that you have hate? He said something about Lions and him have the same record. What's that? Tell me.
yeah. He talked all he finally won a game in fantasy. He's not here to
Oh,
even talk about it, which is funny. He finally won a game in fantasy. He's gotten smacked 3 times
by your boys.
by your boys over here, and he's 1-3, just like his Lions. Maybe he finishes out the year like that.
He actually had a really good week this week,
Dude,
which is kind of
his
scary.
team kind of went off.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't let him tell you. We told you that.
no, his team kind of went off. It was a wild. Feel bad for Cypress. It
Me
was a,
too. She's giving me the look. She said, "Shut the fuck up. This is enough of this conversation."
um,
So to save my rest of my evening,
yeah. Let's
Chris
just
one
go.
and three. Woo woo.
Wait, good for you, Chris. 1-3, just like your Lions. That was gonna be what Chris hates. And we're wrapping that bad boy up. And I think last but not
Hey,
least, let's get
I'm
in.
Chris this week. Who's
You're
playing Thursday night? I don't know the schedule. Who?
Dude,
Who is it?
I love that. I love that he's like the guy who directs everything, but has no idea half the time who's playing.
I know. He's Chiefs. and
Like, and
they played last Thursday.
I think one of my favorite things that Chris does is he'll mess up, we'll cut it out, and then he'll bring it back up in the part that we use that no one is gonna understand.
I know we all have our clothes on.
Yeah. You're like,
Whoa.
what is going on? Or when he goes, I definitely knew that the Chiefs and the Chiefs and the Chargers were playing. And you're like, what? No, no context. You just said that.
No. No, you
Um,
didn't. Well,
well,
I don't know who actually is playing this week, but who's playing Thursday night out?
we have a very interesting game. I don't know if it's gonna be I have no idea if it's gonna be fun, if it's gonna be boring, but it's gonna be the Colts going over to Denver to play the Broncos. I don't know, man. It's
That,
such a
that quiet. You hear those crickets?
yeah,
No
dude.
one knows what the fuck's going on in there.
Dude, I have no idea if the Colts are even gonna show up. I have no idea if the Broncos are gonna show up. Like
Where's it at? Home
it's
Broncos.
home Broncos, yeah.
Man, if I'm picking this one, I'm going Broncos because I think the Indianapolis have the
Oh,
biggest
and
loss with Fred Taylor.
yeah, they lost it,
It's
bro.
not Fred. What's his name?
Jonathan.
What's his name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan
I
Taylor.
can't believe
Yeah.
he's on my fantasy team. He lost him too.
Let's talk about him in fantasy. Probably the most disappointing player in fantasy football this year.
Yeah,
Everybody had him at number one for most things, and I would say in all my leagues he was drafted number one pretty much. I
me
think,
too.
and that was
Boo boo.
awful to see him just not be able to do anything this year. But I think it's his team and everything like that.
But the thing is, he was able to do this with Carson Wentz as his quarterback. The only thing that's really changed in the team is the quarterback. The
So Maddie
defense,
Ice is that bad?
maybe, bro. Maybe he was just good on Atlanta. Maybe he was just who knows. He hasn't looked that great in Indianapolis.
No. So okay, who do we got this game? Let's give our. I think Broncos,
I'm gonna just go
even
with
with a loss.
even with no running back.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with the
Still got
Colts.
Russ.
I'm gonna go with you don't have a running back for the you don't even have a running back for the Colts either. We got
Okay, so
Hines.
hear me out. You ready? Can I convince you? Because I
Let
know
me
I'm
see.
really good at this,
Let
and
me
I
see.
know I can sell you on it because that's my job in
Let me
life.
see.
Okay, Al. First off, you still have Russell Wilson, you have Jerry Judy, and you have
Sutton.
Cortland Sutton. And on top of it, dude, you just need someone to kind of get the ball in. You got somebody who can run a football, right?
Yeah,
Russ will extend plays, and then you got Russ versus Matty Ice. Who you choosing?
Russ.
Who does Matty Ice got the third to? Can Matty Ice really throw those balls? They don't even have a run back. Literally, everybody's afraid of Jonathan Taylor, so they make sure to get him.
But
They don't have that.
Hines is
Who do you
aggressive
have?
out of the backfield getting catches, so they're probably gonna
I
play that
will
more.
say Hines is pretty decent. If anybody has the best backup running back, it's Hines. But
Hines is Hines is pretty good. I
you
just
okay,
like
I will have your win.
I don't know with this one because like if Russ is gonna keep playing like he did last week, then they're definitely gonna win that game.
Yeah.
Because he looked good. I mean, they lost, but he started to look like the Russ of Seattle, right? Started to look like Russ of Seattle, which is nice to see. So I think me just saying that I'm gonna go with Russ. I'm gonna go with the Broncos. They're gonna win it. Yeah.
Convinced you.
Yeah.
Sold. My
Yep. I
welcome.
think I'm gonna take that. And if you want to hear more predictions, look out for Saturday because we'll have Chris back. Well, hopefully he can make the. I'm pretty sure he'll be able to make it. If he doesn't, then
Yeah.
he's a loser. Because
And
he'll
this
be
is more
home.
fun for us.
Yeah, and yeah, and if
We
he
get to do
doesn't
this
get
again.
if he doesn't get his picks in, he's gonna go 0 for 16. That
Yeah.
sucks. You got to get your picks
Sucks.
in. You
Sucks.
may be on vacation, but you still got to get your picks in. Um,
Fine.
so I think with that, if you guys look out for Saturday for our prediction cast, and if you haven't followed us on socials, where can they do that, Jay?
Oh, at the excuse me, three Ami Bros podcast. That's the number three because we don't know how to spell Ami Bros podcast
I love
at
it.
all socials.
All
And
socials.
I will correct the spelling on Sunday games and says Saturday because man, I fuck college football. We play on both days.
Hey, fuck
That was still
college.
so funny. I can't believe I did that.
I can't
I
either.
know.
I didn't even catch it,
I
bro.
did that on all my posts too. I was writing and like typing, and I caught myself in the typing part. Like Saturday, I was like, "Wait, the games are on
Oh
Sunday."
no.
I had to like stop and think. I felt like an idiot.
I'll be
But even
honest.
looking at that,
In, Instagram looks
they're
cool,
close.
bro. I like it. I
You
like how
like
the
it?
Instagram look. I like how the Instagram looks. Instagram looks cool, bro.
I did
Looks
that
fun.
background that you were requesting.
Yeah,
Kind of
I
got
like
that. looking back.
I like
That's
that.
homage to Steel Curtain.
Steel curtain, baby. Let's go. Yeah,
Yep.
and like Jay said, follow us on social. We'll have some fun out there. And if you like to hear our sweet voices, come back Saturday and come back on Thursday.
Or check us out on YouTube too. We're on YouTube at Three of Me Bros Podcast. If you
Like
want to
everywhere,
watch our
all
beautiful
socials.
faces
Yeah.
talk, yeah,
Yeah. If you want to
we're
see what
handsome
yeah,
and
if you want to
gorgeous,
see us
and
what we look like, we got real pretty this week. Last week, Chris brought us down a little bit. But it's fine.
always,
It's fine. And 2 weeks ago, we looked real ugly because we didn't have Justin.
yeah.
It was rough. It was rough.
But you're cute, and we're
Yeah.
wearing blue matching. Look at
Hey,
that, we're
look at
literally
us.
matching.
We got matching on. Chris could never. He would only wear Honolulu blue because that's him. Um. So other than other than that,
Other
that's
than
all.
that, we can keep talking about how sexy we are.
Yeah, how
But-
sexy we are and how ugly Chris is. So if you wanna, like I said, if you want to hear us Thursdays and Saturdays, those are our posting days. Follow us on all socials. The number 3 Amibres. And until next time, love you, Jay. Love you guys.
Love
Peace.
y'all. Bye. Peace.